I would like to welcome you guys back to CAADRIA live. I'm live streaming from Thailand, near Bangkok. This is the 25th CAADRIA Annual General Meeting, which will be fully online as we're coming towards the end of the conference, and this is an opportunity for CAADRIA to meet all of you again and to announce some stuffs. And those who have registered to the conference will gain an automatically a membership status of CAADRIA, which will allow you first to vote for an officer. This year, we have conducted the vote already completely online. Next, you can also receive the news from the mailing list of CAADRIA. And lastly, you can become an officer and help with various activities of CAADRIA. So I encourage you to come and join the team. So let me share my screen. We have several announcements from CAADRIA. Okay, so first of all, I would like to introduce you to CAADRIA Team, which unfortunately with this virtual platform, we will not be able to show off all of their faces. We have Candy, our president, which will resume her second term and continue her super useful as a president. And also, I will be outgoing as a secretary. And we have incoming secretary, Urvi Shet from CEPT University in India. Next, we will have treasurer Wei Shin Huang from Tsinghua University as an outgoing, and incoming Hoon Jun Park from University of Hawaii at Manoa in USA. Next, for the membership officer, we have Skylo as outgoing, and incoming Emmanuel Ko from SUTD Singapore. Outreach officer Jisoo Lee, incoming Nick Ball, IMIT Australia. Communication officer Ruan Fernando, and incoming Shitraj Bishu Noj from Xianjiotong, Liverpool in China. Next, organization officers will remain Ponila Naish from the CTU of Hong Kong. Publication officer outgoing Kenste Hota, and incoming Dalua from U of Queensland in Australia. Webmaster will remain Kun Kyung Hoon Hyun from Hanyang University. And administrative officers is our eternal Mark Orange Nabel from Victoria University of Wellington in New Zealand. And as for the committee, we have several committees, and for all the CAADRIA activities, we all need several teams to run it. So please join the team if we request your help. We have this year award committee and scholarship committee at Skylo. Paper selection committee this year is chaired by Dominic Hauser. PGSC is Candy, our president. Sasada Prize, Tom Kwan. Young CAADRIA Award Committee, Candy. And also CAADRIA Fellow is chaired by Tom Kwan. For the committee, we should have also an announcement of Best Presentation Award. But unfortunately, we will have to wait for the judgment because all the panelists will have to go through, attend all the session and gather to come up with a result. So please stay tuned to the end of the AGM. So next, I will lead the microphone to Candy for the president's announcement.
Yes, hi everybody. It's been a very interesting and exciting experience to participate in CAADRIA for the first time entirely digitally. I think this is really interesting because we are all about digital design. So this time we are not just presenting it, we're actually doing it. And I believe that we will take bits and pieces of what we have learned this year and we will carry it into the future. So a very fitting anniversary conference for it took one generation of CAD researchers to come up to a totally digital conference, and now I think this will be the future. So I really thank our hosts of Chulalongkorn University, the whole team. They have done a tremendous job in letting us do this, because we have had to deal with so many unexpected incidents and so many questions and shifts. So I think you have pulled it off really, really gracefully. So please extend my thanks to the entire team, also the people, like I said in the beginning of this conference, that we don't see, that have been working hard to achieve all this. It looks effortless. It is not, I'm very sure. So I'm very happy that you have taken on this job. And I can only say this is Thai hospitality digitally. And I'm really amazed by how this has worked. So thank you so much. And it's not just our hosts who have done a great job. Over the past 2 years, we've had a great team, and some of them even had double roles, like Walaiporn here has worked on the host organizing team and as CAADRIA secretary. I can't imagine how she could possibly have had more work. And I really thank all the roster of CAADRIA officers who are outgoing now and who are coming in. Thank you for your time and for your energy, because CAADRIA is staffed entirely from volunteers. We don't get any money for anything, and it's pure love that we contribute to the organization. Thanks a lot. And for those of you who are listening, maybe those of you who have not done that, maybe in the future consider hosting a conference or contributing your time and work and ideas and initiatives to CAADRIA. We can always use that. Normally, what we do in this meeting is to reflect back on what we have done in the past year. But I think, given so many changes and so many interesting new perspectives, I want to just briefly update you on what will very likely happen in the next year. And these few initiatives then hopefully will come to fruition by the next conference. So the first thing about our output is that we have already gone open source for quite a while with CumanCAD. We have this great database. We are collecting our papers. We're making them available. And I suggest that in agreement with the EXCO, I will focus on how we can go paperless completely from this conference on, and print our conference proceedings only should there be demand. We can use services to do this. And I think that we can focus much more on the quality of our output. So for example, the indexing in the databases, and we can also go for a DOI to be archived with our papers. So I believe that this fits the demands of our time much more than lugging around and a thicker and thicker conference proceedings that really weighs a lot. So these changes will come. How fast they come, I can't say, because we need to coordinate these matters with many other instances, for example, with CumanCAD. So that's on the output side. The quality of our conference output is also improved this year, because we had a double blind review process where we used the same reviewers in the abstracts that we used for the full papers. This is great, and this is a great improvement to the last few years, because now we can really follow up comments that we have made in the abstract stage, and we can see whether they have actually been followed up and flag that up. That means it's an additional level of quality control, and it's good for everybody that we maintain a high standard all across our publication. So this, I hope we can also keep up in the future. Then there
I'm
will
sorry,
be...
Candy, can we have the spotlight on Candy as a speaker? We're currently seeing the slides only. Sorry about that, Candy.
All right, no, that's good. You want to see more. That's fine. Okay, so now I want to focus a little bit on the initiatives, on the future things that we can do. The digital time during Corona has actually allowed us to step a little bit closer to our sister organizations who normally are on different continents, and they're holding their conferences in different time zones and in different locations. And what we have decided is that we will try and bring each other closer together. We were initially discussing even a joint conference, a global CAAD conference. But we thought this is maybe a little bit too adventurous the first time around. So we decided to have a small test event, and that is consisting of a postgraduate student event, and that will happen sometime later this autumn in November or December. So there's a task force that is quite big because all of our organizations are contributing. We are looking at how we can organize ourselves, and we will definitely send you invitations, and we will notify you about this new initiatives later on. Hopefully, we will have more ideas, and we will learn how we can come up with bridging events that bridge between our communities. Already this year, I believe we have shown that we have participants from all over the world, not just Asia, but we are in all kinds of different time zones, and the idea of Asia is broadened even further. Then we have had the logo competition last year. We have had a winner. You have seen that in the first session that we had. I showed you briefly the awards and the winning logo design. So watch out in the next year for a revamp of our website and our visual identity. We will take the suggestions that came with the logo design, and we will work together to bring that online. So that's also the follow-up initiative. And of course, then the last point is, this is the first year we have been running CAADRIA as a digital conference. And of course, some things work out, some things may still have to be improved. We know this, and we are hopeful that you will share the feedback with us, that you will share productive, constructive suggestions with us. I hear from the organizers that they will prepare a survey following the conference, and I would really hope that you actually respond to this and that you allow us to understand what worked for you and what didn't work for you, and how we could possibly improve this. The next few years, I believe, will see not just virtual conferences, but also some formats that we have to still explore, hybrid conferences that take some virtual aspects and some in-person aspects, and we will be exploring how to combine those two so that everybody is happy and has the experience of joining a community of researchers that is CAADRIA. Thank you very much. This is it from my end, and I strongly hope that we will come together later on in the after party, and we will keep chatting and we will keep exchanging. And thank you again to the host and the entire team.
Thank you, Candy. Next will be the report from the membership officer, but as Guy, he assumes the responsibility of the award committee as well, so I will take his place. Okay. We have total 190 registered participants, comparing to 216 in last year in New Zealand, and 207 2 years ago in Beijing. For Young CAADRIA Award, we had 30 applicants and 10 selected. For student registration, it counts nearly half of the population of CAADRIA members. We have 90, comparing to 150 last year. For sister organization, 3 have attended. I think it's Bob Martin from ECADI, from CAADRIA and CAADRIA. Oh no, from Dada. And 5, this year we have 5 virtual workshops, comparing to 7 like physical workshop last year. These are a little bit of statistics of total registered author. We have 152 participants, authors, published in the proceedings, which we have to divide them into 2 volumes. The majority come from mainland China, 32 of them, and 16 from the US, and the next will be 12 from Singapore, 9 from Taiwan, 8 from Australia, Japan, Korea, also 8, then we have Hong Kong, etc. As for the paper selection, I take this opportunity to report on behalf of Dominic Hauser, our paper selection chair. We had 466 submitted abstracts, from which 311 abstracts were invited for further development. And then 233 of them submitted full papers, 183 papers accepted, and then we had 158 papers in the proceedings. So these are, you can look at the graphs. We are accepting about 1/3 of the abstracts. Okay, next I leave my microphone to Wei-Shen Huang, Treasurer's. Would you like to share your screen, right? Oh no, you just talk, sorry.
Yeah, I just talked. Thank you, Alban. I'm happy to hear to talk about the Treasurer's works for the last year. Actually, we don't have too much change in our balance. In the April 2019, we have the balance of $20,409 US, and after 1 year, we paid. Please, next, please. We have the balance of $19,368. The only payment, next please, is our refund, reimbursement for our web hosting fee to our former webmaster, Professor Junhao Ho in Taiwan. So it covers our web server fee for the last 6 years. In total, it's $1,040. Yeah, that's all on my report. Thank you.
Thank you, Wei-Shen. And next, as for the future host, actually we have 2 hosts running up for the future CAADRIA conferences. The first one, I would like to invite Christoph Kroller from the City University, CUHK. And yeah, Christoph, are you here?
Yes, I am. Hi, everybody. Let me share my screen and bring this in. Okay, hi, everybody. I'm Christoph Kroller. I am Associate Professor at the University of Hong Kong, and I'm presenting this together with my good friends and colleagues, Adam Fingerud and Jeroen van Ameide from the Chinese University of Hong Kong. We're very excited to let you know that next year's CAADRIA conference will take place in Hong Kong. And we have as a theme for that projections. You've probably all seen the call for papers, but the main aim behind this is to focus on the implementation of the work that we're doing, asking us to reflect upon the different ways innovation will impact in the future of our industries. I'm going to keep it short. The conference will be a hybrid conference for which we'll have pre-conference workshops the 24th to the 28th of March. The conference itself will run from the Monday until Thursday, right before the Easter weekend. The idea being that if people make it to Hong Kong, they can easily stay a bit longer and enjoy the scenery. The paper submission dates that have gone out are, with the most important first one, the 27th of September for the abstract. So please keep that in mind. That's in less than 2 months from now. We have been able to secure support from the Construction Industry Technology Fund to finance this conference, and we'll try to use that to make it as accessible as possible to people that typically have not been able to join CAADRIA for either financial reasons or whatnot. We'll inform you more on that later, but the idea behind it is that we will try to bring as many people as possible together. As I mentioned, it's going to be a hybrid conference. Maybe we're still in denial a little bit, but we're hoping to still be able to incorporate a physical component. So the venues that we have are in these two locations: in the north, the Chinese University of Hong Kong, and the south, the Asia Society. And of course, we'll link all of that with a hybrid format through Zoom platforms or similar, so that anybody who cannot make it to Hong Kong can, of course, be part of the conference as a whole. To give you a bit of a teaser, that's the Chinese University campus, a beautiful location in the New Territories. And this is the Asia Society, a gorgeous piece of architecture in Admiralty, Hong Kong, where we're going to have some of the highlights of the conference take place. Just to make you drool, those of you who know Hong Kong know it's a fascinating city, known, of course, for its amazing urbanism. It's in extreme density, and it's very unique street life and shopping opportunities, and very experimental ways of housing and cohabitation at a high density. But it's more than that. It's part of a greater Bay Area with Shenzhen and Macau and the whole Guangdong province nearby, with a lot of experimentation happening, not only in urbanism and architecture, but also in manufacture and production. So we're hoping to have this context influence the conference content-wise as much as we can. If you make it to Hong Kong, there's a lot of architecture here that's worth seeing. I'm bringing up here IMP's Bank of China or the HSBC. Recently, Herzog and Nimmeron finished the Tycoon Center as a gorgeous piece of architecture in the heart of town. There's other spectacular recent buildings like the West Kowloon Station here by IDIS. And all of these we're going to hope to bring you in. The M+ Museum is approaching its completion, so that should be a highlight as well. But nearby in Macau, for example, there's absolute highlights like the Morpheus Hotel by Zaha, which is probably to date still the most complex building to ever have been built and fully manufactured by hand, mostly actually in the Guangdong province nearby. So we're hoping to shed some light on some of these masterpieces as well. On the side of that, Hong Kong has a very rich culture, as many of you know, including Cantonese opera, fantastic food, beautiful hikes in nature, far away from all of that, and gorgeous beaches where we can, at the end, all take a relaxing break. So what I'm really trying to say is Hong Kong, it's really worth the quarantine. So we hope that some of you are going to be willing to come to meet us in person. If, however, that would not be possible, as may be likely for many of you, through the hybrid format, we're of course going to do whatever we can to keep everybody engaged in a virtual environment. So together with Adam and Jeroen, we're really excited for this opportunity. We want to thank CAADRIA for the trust that you've put in us in still going ahead with this in Hong Kong, given its recent tumultuous history. And we look forward to seeing everybody here in, I think it's 9 months from now already. So thank you very much. I'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Christoph. Okay, for the next host, we have Dagmar Reinhardt from CDU just in time. So Dagmar, please share your screen and announce the host for 2022, please. Dagmar, hello.
I'm still on mute. Thank you to everybody here, and I'm now trying to share my screen. Do you see this?
Yes, please be full screen.
Yeah. Thank you very much to everyone here. We are extremely delighted to have been selected for the 2022 event, CAADRIA in Sydney, Australia. As a theme we have, or as a title, we are proposing the theme of post-carbon, which might include topics including climate change, energy scarcity, resources, renewable energies, a bit of Marshall McLuhan with the spaceship Earth, sustainability, of course, and then also a focus on the resilience of communities, livable cities, and deglobalization and decolonization. The event, as we have been proposing it, will be hosted by 3 sister universities, which are all located within Sydney. This is UNSW, the University of New South Wales, with Professor Henk Heusler, UTS, the University of Technology, Professor Tim Schork, and myself as representative for the University of Sydney. We are looking at and following up on Christoph's possibility of finding a hybrid between this year's very successful virtual conference. We are looking at the possibility of providing a hybrid for our community, or even should we all be able to do so, to go again on-site. Should we be able all to go on-site, and should we choose to do so, particularly with the theme of post-carbon, then we would have the possibility to use workshops across all 3 universities and to run an exhibition at the Tinshets Gallery at the University of Sydney. So with that offering, I would like to conclude, and again, thank you to the CAADRIA leadership for enabling us to provide that service to the community and to continue with the great work that CAADRIA is doing in these different countries and across these different themes for the community in order to provide this support for computer-aided architectural design research. Thank you.
Thank you, Dagmar. Next we will have Sky, who has been judging. Yes. Yeah, hi. Let me share my screen. Okay.
Okay, good. Let me see. Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, or even good early morning to everybody. The first presentation award has been a very exciting review. So we have been reviewed until the last minute from the last section, section 9. And then we have a wide range of award committees. So this year we actually managed to invite Hali Ahern from Simon Fraser University, Ho Yo-myun from Hanyang University, Tingwen Nick from RMIT, and Ting Ting from Cornell University. So you can see the committee is actually on a wide range. So we actually asked them to look at the presentation, the pre-recorded presentation nominated from all the session chair. And then we actually also asked them to review, look at how they actually react on site in the real session presentation. So I have to really say thank you for all this committee, especially Hali Ahern, because they are at around 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. here right now. So he actually stayed on all the way to the last session to review this, and he gave a very detailed review. So yep, thank you everybody. So here I am going to announce we have a very exciting presentation. So we actually have 1 top and 2 runner-up. So here we are. The first runner-up is by is the paper actually is presented by Ines Catano and his fellow from Sara Gracia, Ines Pereira, Antonio Leitao, and their paper was creativity inspired by analysis and algorithm design system for designing structurally feasible facades. So anyway, okay, and then we have another runner-up. Oh, Mitra Hormoja and Said Ahmad Hossan Makhul and Makorosh Nambo. The paper was the impact of moving through the built environment on emotional neurophysiological state, or systematic literature review. Yes, and then here we are going to the last one, the final best presentation award, and really nominated by quite a few, and even outside for the panel. So we have the best presentation award by Renata Castello Branco and Antonio Leitao. The paper is visual meets texture, a hybrid programming environment for algorithmic design. Yes, congratulations to all these 3 presenters. And I have to say, if you are interested, feel free to go and look at their presentation. They have a very interesting and very captivating presentation. So you can actually just watch through the 10 minutes without being like, it's not even a PowerPoint. So feel free to go and take a look, and then you can even see, okay, well, the live session, unless maybe the organization will put out the recording, then we will actually be able to see how they actually reacts to the live session. Okay, one last thing to point out is that we actually see some of the conference having been recorded in using automated narrative. So we are still looking at how these are being reviewed in the future. But for this competition, I have to say, to be transparent and clear, that this presentation, for those who actually use automatic narrative, we actually pull you out of this presentation award. So because for CAADRIA, we actually promote presentation on yourself. So yep, this is just for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Sky. Next, I would like to invite Surapong Lersittishai or Ben to come up with a closing speech.
Thank you, Valaipan. It's very short and very sudden. We just greeted you yesterday, and now we're saying goodbye. In Thai, we usually have 3 words that we use with our hosts and our guests. The first is to greet, saying sawasdi, which means hello. To say sorry, which is kotot, and to say khop kun, which means thank you. So these are the common 3 words you would experience from Thai people if you were to be here. But hopefully this would be a virtual part of that. So for CAADRIA 2020 in closing, we can look at this at a glance. We had 2 days of conference. We had a virtual format, as you have already experienced. There are 3 keynote speakers, Alan, Shejay, and Takeshi. There are 5 conference workshops, 13 conference sessions. 4 of them were parallel sessions. 1 roundtable discussion, and 2 conference meetings. The numbers, Valaipan has already explained. I've just wanted to highlight that the number of online views, hopefully in the years to come, this would increase. Yesterday we had 877 views from all the sessions. Today, for the morning session, there was 207. We're still looking at the numbers for the following sessions. Fortunately, Candy has organized this YouTube channel for CAADRIA to be an official brand. All of the approved and permitted content from CAADRIA 2020 would be posted and available to the public at the end of this conference, including all the paper presentations, the conference sessions, the keynote sessions, all the events, all the meetings and the workshops. And we will make sure that this would be a continuous effort. So we, of course, cannot do that with the support from our sponsors. These are the gold sponsors, Forum 8 and TCEP, along with IDEX and the host university and my faculty, which is the Faculty of Architecture at Chulalongkorn University. So special thank you to the CAADRIA president, Candy, also the ADCO, EXCOs, PGSC, including Dominic, Mark, Sky, Gabriel, Tom. I can't remember all the names, but all of the committee members, the workshop tutors, all committees, and of course, all the participants. Last but not least, we have to thank our local committee, including Sorachai, Valaipan, and Tanacha. Without their help and support, this, of course, wouldn't be successful as we see today. But I hate to say that at the end of this, there will be another session. The good news is it's an after party. Although we're not going to see each other physically, we will have this spatial chat format that you can attend. Walaipan will talk to you about this shortly. We have 3 rooms from the Association of Siamese Architects, or ASA, from the 25th anniversary CAADRIA exhibition, and from Forum 8. So please spend some time to chat around in these 3 rooms after this. Lastly, if you are available tomorrow, we will have a virtual tour of some of the local sites that we initially proposed. It would start from 10 to 1 p.m. of Bangkok time. It consists of 3 locations and 1 restaurant. The first would be the World Award winner library at our faculty. This would be a short visit in the library itself. This was established in 2019, so it's brand new. The Thailand Creative and Design Center, or TCDC Library, since 2017, also multiple awards. And Wat Arun, or the Temple of Dawn. This is the oldest that we will be seeing from 1678. We will be traveling via a tuk-tuk, or this 3-wheeler, live. So everything you see, minus some of the visits to the temple, would be live. And we will be having a real lunch with you guys virtually. You will be seeing us eating at this project, roasted duck, rice and noodles. And it's actually 109 years old. So these are the sites for tomorrow. You can see the differences between the themes. And this is the roasted duck, egg noodles. I'm sure this is better than Hong Kong. Sorry. So as Candy also mentioned, we will be sending you a survey for you to provide us with some feedback. And please be honest about your feedback. We will definitely take that in for a better experience for CAADRIA in the future conferences. So if we have made a bad impression or bad experience for you, I can only say "ขอโทษครับ," which means sorry. I apologize. So forgive us if we have made this an inconvenient experience for you guys. And we do have to thank you, or ขอบคุณครับ, for allowing us to host this conference virtually and bearing with us with all these circumstances in this particular year. So I've seen all the presentations for 2021 and 22. So I will definitely be joining 2021 because it's worth a quarantine. So I'm definitely going to be there. And that's it for my talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. I just would like to add a little bit from this introduction to the after party. Since we haven't got an opportunity virtually to take group picture, so I would like you guys to go to the special chat and we will try to make group photo inside special chat. See you there.
Which chat? Which room?
And we have 3 rooms. We will try to take pictures, group photos with all of them. Let's go to the 25th anniversary first to see how many we got. Each room can host up to 50 people. If we are more than that, we have to move to the other room.
Okay.
Thank
First
you.
come, first serve.
Yeah, as usual. Thank you. Bye-bye. See you.
Do you know where the room is?